Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a different type of video. I don't think I've done one of these in a couple of years now. I think I did one back in maybe 2021 when I was using my Stylogy. But today I'm going to show you 4 different ways that you can use a monthly planner or a monthly spread. So I have one of my old Happy Planners. If I don't ever use all of my Happy Planner pages, I always keep them. So I can do things like this, and also I love the Happy Planner paper. Sometimes I will just cut out pieces that I need and add them to other planners. So like I said, today I'm going to show you 4 ways to use a monthly layout. So this is the first example. So the first way to use a monthly layout is for a health and wellness setup. So basically, I have kind of set this up and we're going to go through each week to kind of explain what I was thinking of how you can use this. So the first week, one idea is if we're going to focus on maybe exercise or just health altogether, you could write in the time that you spent exercising. So maybe you took a 15-minute walk over lunch break, or you got out and went for a 45-minute hike. You can put the time in each monthly square. I did go ahead and add these blue dots, and that could be for different habits that you have each day. So maybe you want to check off 1 dot for each cup of water that you drink, or these could be vitamins. They could really just be anything that would contribute positively to your health and wellness. So our second week right here, I wrote another example where you can write the distance if you are walking or running or hiking. So maybe it was, just 1/10 of a mile right down the street. Maybe that's all you could do that day. Or if you work someplace that has a building with a really large layout, like at my school, if I walk once around my school building, it's 1/4 of a mile because I have a really large school. So for me, I could put in just how many miles I got in during my workday. So that's another idea. If you go down to our third week, I have written down, like if you are going to focus on a certain body part, like exercise routine. I know those are really popular. You could write down what you're doing. So maybe you're going to do legs one day, arms on the next day, and then another day you're going to focus on strengthening your back muscle. So that's just another idea of how you can kind of track these things and see your progress and really just give yourself the encouragement that you need. Okay, so our next week, and I know this seems to also be popular right now. I believe this is called, and I could be wrong because I don't do this, counting your macros. So you could write down the amount of protein, fat, and carbs that you are consuming if that's something that you're tracking, or you could write down like your goal amount of protein or your goal amount of, fat grams if you want to increase your muscle mass, things like that, or your protein. And then once again, as you can tell, I did put the blue dots all over the monthly spread, so you can just track whatever is going to help you that week. You don't have to track like the same thing every single week. That was kind of like my idea, is that if you start tracking something one week and it's not working, then feel free to switch it up, right? Because this is your planner. All right, and then the last thing, if you have heard of intermittent fasting, or if that's something that you're doing, you can also track your fasting windows and your eating windows down at the bottom. So I do have some other ideas besides like this little example that I wrote down just to give you more inspiration and more ideas. So the first one is just some journaling, and then we have a mood tracker, also a medication tracker. If you have type 1 diabetes, you could use, or type 2, you could use a planner to track your sugar levels or your insulin levels, or if you have a continuous glucose monitor, if you want to like write down those numbers, this would be a really good place to kind of track it. for those type of things, because your monthly boxes, if you get a larger planner like this, you will have enough space that if you needed to track this multiple times per day, same thing with medication, you would have the space in the box to do it, and that way you could see any type of trends over time that are going to affect your health. And then lastly, just your number of steps. So these are all different ways that you can use a monthly setup to track your health and wellness. All right, so the next example is going to be for Bible study. So what I did was go ahead and fill in the month for a book of the Bible to read every single day. The easiest way that I like to set this up when this is something that I'm doing for one chapter of a book of the Bible or one book every single day, is just do it based on the day of the month. So on the first of the month, you could read through Psalm 1. The second, you could read through Psalm 2. The third, you could read through Psalm 3. So that way, let's say you miss a couple of days, you can just pick up exactly where you are. With Bible study, I don't think that it's important to focus on catching up. I think that if you miss a day, you just miss a day in your reading, and then you just want to keep going. Because I think, anytime that you are reading books of the Bible, there's always wisdom that we can get out of any part of it. So that's an idea for the daily reading. Now for scripture writing, I wrote in a different color, which is this red right here. And so that's something else you can do, is write down for the entire month what scripture you want to focus on. There's so many scripture writing plans out there. I believe I have either one or two. That's a free instant download on my website, so I'll be sure to include that in the description box. But there's so many. You can just kind of Google, monthly scripture writing plan. Some of them are, content or theme focused, and then other ones are focused on a certain book of the Bible. So there's so many out there. So that's just another idea. If you get a larger planner, maybe like this size, this is the just the regular Happy Planner size. Happy Planner does make an even larger one, which I think is called the Big. You could actually write the whole scripture in one box. My handwriting is not that small, so there's no way that I could do that, but it's just an idea. So that's how this second monthly spread is kind of laid out. Some other ideas that you can do along these lines, or you can do a prayer list. So every day you can write down someone different that you want to pray for. You can also do a gratitude list. So every day just write down something that you are grateful for. Same thing with family blessings, or sermon notes from Sundays or Wednesdays or whatever day that you worship, and then any Christian Living podcast that you listen to, any notes. Now, any of these right here, or what book of the Bible you're reading, you could definitely add it to your regular planner, but I just wanted to show you that you could use an entire month for this type of planning as well. All right, so our third monthly layout is going to be for meal planning. And before I keep going, I'm just going to check my light because I know that the sun has come in. Okay, so the third example that I have set up is a meal planner. So what you're going to do is, now you could do this all at once for the entire month. You could also just do it week by week or day by day. If you really want to try to get ahead of the game, if you have some extra time, you could plan out your meals for the entire month, and then you can use the left hand side to write down your grocery list. So basically I have written in meals for most of the days. Of course, we do eat leftovers, so I wrote in some leftovers as well. And then any special nights where we don't need a meal plan, Friday night's going to be pizza night, or if you have a birthday dinner, another birthday dinner, you can go ahead and add those in. And this will take some of the guesswork out of that Sunday stress that everybody has, like what are we going to eat for the upcoming week. All right, and then my last example is probably going to be something that you're familiar with, and that is just to use your monthly layout for tasks and appointments. So our first example up here is just to use a highlighting system to kind of plan out your week. For the first example, I used like a color coding system. So the pink color is going to be a work schedule. The purple color is going to be any meetings for the upcoming week. And then green is going to be any appointments. So you can just use a pen and highlighters if you have them, just a plain black pen, and just kind of plan everything out so you see how everything is scheduled. The second idea is going to be if you are a student and you are taking classes at a college, or maybe you're taking online classes and you're working full-time, you can use different colored pens and kind of write in your class schedule every week so you have it. When I was in college, I would use my monthly spread to go ahead and write out my classes, even though, you know, it's typically Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, or Tuesday, Thursday classes. I would go ahead and just have it in here, just so I knew that if something came up, like an event or an appointment, that I could immediately just open my planner and look and see when I had class. And then the last example down here is to use each box as a list system. So basically one day write down a to-do list, the next day would be tasks, and these would be you could use this tasks kind of like as errands. That's kind of how I do it. So like post office is an errand I have to run, groceries, so I have to go to the grocery store, that's another errand. But you could also just use it as a to-do list, where it says clean the bathrooms. You could have a whole box to write down notes for the week, and then also I think it's important, and it definitely helps with, you know, to have a positive mental outlook if you try to write down just some gratitude for the week. So that is my last example. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. I did want to show you just a blank setup of this planner if you were interested, just to, you know, give you an idea. So this is a Sunday start date, and I know that there are Monday start dates out there as well. But I hope that you guys were able to take some bits and pieces from this video and will help you plan for the upcoming year. If you enjoy planner related videos, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.